Have a nice day. Today is Tuesday, 26th of November 2024. This day is famous internationally for the celebration of World Sustainable Transport Day. World Sustainable Transport Day is celebrated annually on 26th of November. The United Nations General Assembly (UNGA) declared the day in recognition of the important role of safe, affordable, accessible, and sustainable transport system for all in supporting sustainable economic growth, improving the social welfare of people, and enhancing international cooperation and trade among the countries. From the Indian history point of view, this day is famous for the Constitution Day. 26th of November is celebrated to honor the adoption of India's Constitution in 1949. It emphasizes the values of justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity, recognizing Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's contribution and advocating for civic engagement in building a democratic and inclusive society. Now, starting the newspaper with the world news, including Biden celebrate final White House holiday season with turkey, McDonald's, and cold Friendsgiving. Around 140 women, girls killed daily by partners or relatives in 2023 United Nations report. Biden First Lady Jill will attend Trump's inauguration in January month, says White House. United States judge dismisses 2020 election case against President-elect Donald Trump. Romanian Prime Minister resigns as leftist party leader after the election defeat. French prosecutors demand maximum sentence in mass rape trial. Now from the Hindu newspaper, we have some brief discussion. Russia reportedly captures Britain fighting for Ukraine. A rescuer walks in front of a building hit by a Russian missile strike aimed at Russia's attack on Ukraine in Odessa, Ukraine, November 25, 2024. The news agency quoted him as saying that he had served as a signalman in the British Army for 4 years and then joined the International Legion of Ukraine. Russia's military captured a British national fighting with the Ukrainian troops who have occupied part of Russia's Kursk region. According to reports, Monday, November 25, 2024, as Moscow began delayed drone attacks on civilian areas of Ukraine and its ground forces accelerated gains along the paths of the front line. The Briton was identified by state news agency TASS. The news agency quoted him saying that he had served as a signalman in the British Army for 4 years and then joined the International Legion of Ukraine, formerly early on Russia's nearly 3-year-old war against its neighbor. On the battlefield, Ukrainian forces are straining to hold a push by Russia's bigger army at places in the eastern Donetsk region. Russian forces recently have gained ground at a significantly quicker rate than they did in the whole of last year, according to the Institute for the Study of War, a Washington think tank. The Russians have detected and are exploiting weaknesses in the Ukrainian defenses. It said is in an analysis late Sunday, the war surpassed 1,000 days last week, and the milestone coincided with a significant escalation in hostilities. Israel today side on ceasefire as United States says deal close. White House National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby. The United States, European Union, and the United Nations have all been actively pushing in recent days for a truce in long-running hostilities between Israel and Hezbollah, which fled into all-out war in the late September. Israel's Security Cabinet was preparing to decide whether to accept a proposed ceasefire in its war with Hezbollah. An official said on Monday, November 25, 2024, as the White House announced it believed a deal to end the fighting in Lebanon was close. The United States, European Union, and the United Nations have all been actively pushing in recent days for a truce in all the long-running hostilities between Israel and Hezbollah, which led into all-out war in the late September. Lebanon says at least 3,768 people have been killed in the country since October 2023, most of them in the past few weeks. Going to the Hindustan Times newspaper, states that Sambal violence, Samajwadi Party MP MLA Son booked, 7 FIRs registered. Updates. RAF, a personal guard in a violence-hit area a day after clashes and stone-pelting incidents over the survey of the Jama Mosque in the Sambal. A court-ordered survey of the 16th century Jama Masjid in Uttar Pradesh, Sambal, has triggered violence resulting in casualties, arrests and disruption in the city. Police have registered cases against the Samajwadi Party MP Ziaur Rahman, Bark and Sohail Iqbal, son of local SP MLA Iqbal Mahmood, in connection with the clashes over a court-order survey of a Mughal-era mosque in Sambal. The violence which left 4 dead also led to the arrest of 25 people. The violence which left 4 dead also led to the arrest of 25 people. Once again, the opposition parties have slammed the ruling BJP in the state, with the Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav accusing the state government of instigating a riot, while Congress leaders Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra charged that the BJP was deliberately sowing division between Hindus and Muslims to further its own agenda. Adani turned off force houses to adjourn on day first of session. New Delhi Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge and LOP Rahul Gandhi during the Congress Parliamentary Strategy Group meeting in New Delhi on Monday 2024. The Congress-led opposition forced adjournments in both the houses of the parliament on the opening day of the winter session on Monday over bribery allegations against the Adani group, but a standoff on this issue might not last as long as other in India bloc constituents are keen to focus on more pressing issues. Now, going towards the economy of the country from the business point of view, cautiously optimistic economic outlook for coming months, Finance Minister October review. Talking about the global disinflation, the ministry pointed out price pressure across economies have adapted substantially after peaking towards the end of the 2022 on account of central bank policy rates hikes and improved supply chain resilience. Retail inflation in India rose to a 14-month high of 6.2% over October month, driven by elevated food inflation, especially vegetables. In Paradise paper, data set details of Azure Power becoming a Mauritius entity. They're pledged to follow United States laws. The company, which has described itself as an emerging growth company with no business operations of its own, has declared that they are developing and implementing controls and procedures to ensure that we are in compliance with the FCPA and similar laws. Paradise paper, a catchy of 13.4 million document, were obtained by German newspaper Süddeutsche Zeitung and were investigated by the ICIJ, working in the partnership with the 96 news organizations, including the Indian Express. Cabinet clears PAN 2.0 card to feature QR code. The upgrade for existing PAN holders will free of cost. The PAN 2.0 is an e-governance project for re-engineering the business processes of taxpayer registration service through the transformation of PAN services, the statement said. Now, going to the science and tech, we have a central launch scheme to promote natural farming. Central launched the National Mission on Natural Farming. The NF will be a standalone centrally sponsored scheme under the Ministry of Agriculture, and it will have a total outlay of 2,481 crore. To promote its pet project of national farming, the Center on Monday, 9 November 25, 2024, launched the National Mission on National Farming. The Union Cabinet, which approved the decision here, said in a release that the NFNM National Mission of Natural Farming will be a standalone centrally sponsored scheme under the Ministry of Agriculture, and it will have total outlay of 2,481 crore. Should India focus on national farming? On this, 1,000 rupees, 1,584 crore will be the center's share, and the state will contribute 897 crore till the 15th Finance Commission of 2025-2026. The center said NF will promote natural farming in mission mode across the country, rooted in the traditional knowledge inherited from their forefathers, farmers will practice national farming as a chemical-free farming which involves local livestock, integrated national farming methods, diversified crop systems, etc. NF follows local agro-ecological principles rooted in the local knowledge. Location-specific technologies and is evolved as per the local agroecology. The government release added. Key takeaway of Conference of Party 29, the annual Global Climate Conference of Party 29 began on November 11 in Baku, Azerbaijan, amid critical warnings from the United Nations that the Paris Agreement's goals are in great peril. The 29th edition of the Conference of Parties 29 held at Baku in Azerbaijan is arguably the most important of the United Nations climate conferences. It was supposed to conclude on November 22nd after the nearly 11 days of negotiations, and the whole purpose was for the world to take collective steps forward in addressing rising carbon emissions. Going into the talks, developed countries had stated that at least $1 trillion per year from 2025 to 2035 would be necessary to meet emission targets. More importantly, they had specified that money had been to be provided to help the countries to meet the nationally determined contributions. MACE in Ladakh opens its one-of-a-kind eye to cosmic gamma rays. The blue spot at the center of the red rising is an isolated neutron star in the small Magellanic cloud. Neutron stars are formed after the heavy stars go supernova in the process of emitting gamma rays alongside the radiation at other energies. MACE, a major atmospheric Cherenkov experiment. Major atmospheric Cherenkov's experiment's main goal is to study gamma rays with more than 20 billion eV of the energy. The telescope can examine high-energy gamma rays emitted beyond the Milky Way. Other potential astrophysical targets include the pulsars, blazars, and gamma rays bursts. Scientists will also use MACE to explore one of the hypothetical dark matter particles. The Major Atmospheric Cherenkov Experiment (MACE) telescope is a state-of-art ground-based on gamma ray telescope inaugurated in Hanle, Ladakh on October 4, located at around 4.3 km above the sea level. It is the highest imaging Cherenkov telescope in the world. It boasts of a 21-meter wide dish, the largest of its kind in Asia and the second largest in the world. The facility was built by Bhabha Atomic Research Center, the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, the Electronic Corporation of India Limited, and the Institute of Astrophysics. Light comes in the wide range of the wavelengths, but humans can also only see a small portion. In the electromagnetic spectrum, gamma rays have been the shortest wavelength and the highest energy, with each light particle possessing more than 1 lakh electron volts. Visible light photons have around 1.63 to 3.26 eV each. At last, there is a famous personality, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who was an Indian economist, jurist, social reformer, and a political leader who played a pivotal role in India's independence movement and the drafting of its constitution. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Let's have a brief discussion. Key contributions are: he was a champion of social justice, born into the Dalit community. Ambedkar decided to devote his life to fighting against the caste-based discrimination and advocating for the rights of marginalized groups. He is the architect of the Indian Constitution. As the chairman of the drafting committee of the Constituent Assembly, Ambedkar played a crucial role in shaping India's constitution, which is considered one of the most comprehensive and progressive constitutions in the world. He was also the advocate for education. Ambedkar strongly believed in the power of education to uplift the marginalized. He established several educational institutions to provide opportunities for Dalit students. He was a social reformer. He advocated for social reforms such as intercaste marriage and abolition of untouchability. The great political leader, Ambedkar founded the All India Scheduled Caste Federation to represent the interests of Dalits and other marginalized groups. From the legacy point of view, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is referred as the father of the Indian Constitution and a champion of the social justice. His contribution to India's independence movement and his tireless efforts to uplift the marginalized continue to inspire generations. Some key achievements is here: drafted the Constitution of India, fought for the rights of Dalits and other marginalized groups, advocated for social reforms such as intercaste marriage and abolition of untouchability, established educational institutions for Dalit students, inspired the Dalit Buddhist movement. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's legacy continues to shape the India's social and political landscape, reminding us of the importance of equality, justice, and the power of education to transform society. Mr. B.R. Ambedkar says a very famous quotation. He says that cultivation of mind should be the ultimate aim of human existence. Okay, thank you.